Hello, everyone. I just want to speak a little about this subject of globalization and Western imperialism that is often talked about by most people. And I feel I should, give a new perspective to how we see globalization. Not totally new, anyways. So the truth is, when we talk about globalization, and we refer to the dispersal of information, and the world is becoming a global village where people can learn and have proper cultural interchange between each other. And this has really been aided as a result of technology and the innovation in the space currently. And most people complain about Western imperialism. Yes, that is true that globalization is a new form of is a new form of colonization, because you can put an adult and you put a kid in the same room and ask them to fight and tell them that the rules are normal. Definitely, the truth is that globalization is another way of the foreigners to invade and also explore and dominate the lower countries, which is still an atom of imperialism, because you can tell us that the market is open for everybody, but everybody in the market is far different, and you can compare, the economic power of countries like the United States and also with that of Nigeria. Now let's say, just like putting two boxers, one is a lightweight boxer and the other one is a heavyweight boxer in the same ring, and you say the rules are the same, definitely one will ever beat the other one. But we know these are impending realities, which is the truth. But beyond just a feeling, we keep complaining about imperialism, we keep complaining about Western domination, we keep complaining about externalities. But what have we done to move or get out of this situation? What have we done to create the change? What have we done to see things differently? What have we done? Look at DSTV, for example. How many of those cartoons there are African? How many of them have an African touch? You see, our children are being taught Western ideologies right from being kids as a result of watching DSTV. And in the end, that gives birth, because we're talking about cultivation now, cultivation theory, that as they're exposed to television and they're exposed to all these media, they get to learn and cultivate new habits, new attitudes. But the question is, how many of those content are African? How many of those content are indigenous? We keep complaining about Western imperialism, keep complaining about globalization. Yes, I'm in support of globalization. I am not in support of blame shift, that we have to keep blaming and we're doing nothing to the way the world is moving. There's no how we can take back the hands of time. The proliferation of global technologies, the dispersal of global tools, and now we're in the age of fourth industrial revolution, and these will not change in no distant time from now. So what Africa needs to do is to wake up, begin to think indigenous. People are already doing that. We should shift beyond just thinking. The professors who are complaining about Western domination, how many things have you invented? How many theories how many concrete inventions have you come with, and that is African, that is purely indigenous? It goes beyond just writing theories and start publishing. It goes beyond being against globalization. We should not be against globalization. What we should be against is blame shift. We should be able to wake up as Africans, as Nigerians, and do what we need to do to compete in the global market. Yes, the truth is globalization is a new form of Western imperialism. Yes, it will allow it to continue happening. We have to create rules. We have to create some sort of rules. We have to create some sort of guides that governs us, that allows and regulates. You can't block, the West from bringing their ideas and bringing their tech innovation to Africa when you are doing nothing to actually improve what is happening in Africa. We have Abba, for example. We have people who are inventing, people who are creating, they need a bit of government help to be able to make sure that these things all stabilizes. So I want to say, to you today that we need to wake up and think beyond the fact that, think beyond imperialism, trying to sugarcoat the idea of globalization. Yes, globalization is a new form of Western imperialism, and so what? Is that the solution? The solution is that we wake up and do what we have to do. We wake up and create the change. Look at our cartoon network. How many of those cartoons are indigenous? How many of those cartoons are African? How many of those cartoons, children right from being child, from their very infant age are being indoctrinated by Western ideologies, and you are saying they wouldn't think like them? Come on, we have to think African, we have to think indigenous. Let's leave blame shift and move forward. Thank you.